seat on your mat. Take a full breath in and a full breath out to just come into your practice and start to settle. Allow anything of the day, the week, whether you got up at 7 a.m. this morning and walked for 3 miles or you just rolled out of bed, welcome. I'm so excited to be able to be here and see all of your beautiful faces. I'm so glad that we can come together even though we're not in the brewery. I was also like, maybe we should just do this afterwards, or allow this option to happen if we're in person as well. So we always start and end practice the same way, closing your eyes or softening your gaze, finding your way into your own body, taking a couple of full rounds of breath in and out, and then that full body scan, checking in. And the goal with this, why we do this every practice, is just to slowly start to increase our ability to know what's going on physically at a quicker and more efficient rate. If we start to slowly tap into that cellular intelligence, listening to what the body needs, what the body wants, then we can slowly begin to work on healing any parts of ourselves that might need healing. Notice where you often hold tightness or tension. Maybe noticing where tightness and tension feel more intense here, these days, these times, than they do normally. Take a couple of full rounds of breath in and out. And gently bring any softness, bring any ease to the body. So sit back a little bit deeper into your seat. Imagine a string coming from the top of your head, pulling you up towards the sky. Let your shoulders roll down your spine. Relax any grip in the fingers or toes. Release any tension in the hips. Relax the muscles around your eyes and your jaw. And allow yourself to find a little bit of stillness as you check in with the other parts of yourself, the mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies. Now being a time more than ever to be truly raw with where you are and what you feel. Knowing that no one is really watching, so whatever you need to let out on your practice, on your mat here today, feel free to do so, whether that just be sitting the whole time, maybe resting in child's pose for a portion of practice, or on your back in Shavasana, knowing that just being here and being present with others is what you need. Feeling free to take that option, or taking the option to go farther, to go a little harder, to sweat a little more, if that's what you need. Take a couple more full rounds of breath and begin to practice a little bit of Yoga Nidra, listening for the possible quietest sound you can hear. Maybe it's internal within your heartbeat. Maybe it's external in your home or your apartment. Maybe it's out on the street. Listening for the quietest sound. As you begin to pull your brain away from your immediate thoughts and deeper into the body, into your senses, into that intuition, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Holding on and maintaining those deep breaths as we lengthen them and strengthen them through class, or coming into a little bit of a deeper breath, a little bit of a more targeted breath, heating up the body from the inside out. If you'd like to work on this practice, this breath work today, bring your palms to touch and then bring your thumbs to that third eye center, that space between your eyebrows. Really feeling where that breath is coming through, maybe even pressing the thumbs into that third eye center, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And allowing the breath to slide into that space and down the back of your throat, creating that soft constriction. Heating the body up from the inside out. Taking a couple more rounds of breath wherever you are. Finishing off your last round. As you exhale, let everything go. Drop your hands down towards your legs if they're up by your third eye. And then inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Take a nice big stretch up towards the sky. Exhale, let your hands come down to your low back, fingers pressing down towards the floor. Inhale to lift the heart. Feel your hips press a little bit forward. Maybe the head and neck drops backward. Inhale to come up through center. And exhale to just round your shoulders down. Not hinging at the hips, but just rounding the shoulders, dropping the head. Inhale to lift up through center. And exhale to bring your hands to your low back. Take a little seated cat-cow, nice and gentle, nothing too extreme. Inhale to come up, center out. And exhale, the pelvis tilt back, head and neck drop. Take a couple of rounds of this, your own breath, your own time. Inhaling to lift the heart, open up. Exhale to round the shoulders. Come inward. One more round, inhaling to open up, hands might come to the low back. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the shoulders, just look down. Nice. Your next inhale, come back up through center, shoulders aligned right over your hips. Send your legs nice and long on the floor in front of you, pedal your feet out, maybe bending one knee and then the other, really getting into the legs. Inhale, maybe move that big beautiful muscle around so you come right onto your sits bones. Reach your arms overhead, flex your toes back towards your face. Exhale, hinge, take a forward fold. Nice and gentle as you need or want to go this morning. Maybe continuing to bend the knees, keeping the spine long and juicy. On your inhale, press your way back up through center and recross your legs in the opposite direction. So whatever feels really uncomfortable, whatever leg was on top is now on bottom. Then inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift the heart. Take another seated back bend, but try to keep your heart lifted and engage the core. Before we had the stability of our low back, our hands to low back, which you can take. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, hinge to fold. Inhale, press your way back up through center. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, drop your right hand down to the floor, reach the left fingers up and over, take a side bend, feeling that stretch through the fingers all the way down the sides, into that left hip. Inhale, come up, and exhale, switch. Left hand down, right fingers up and over, feel that stretch through the fingers all the way down the right hip. Inhale, come up, both arms overhead, exhale, hinge and fold. Getting a little bit deeper each time. Inhale, press your way up through center, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, goal post your arms, lift your heart just a little, back bend. Press your hips down as you lift and reach back. Inhale, up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, press your way back up. Sweep your arms overhead. Right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. This time turn your shoulders towards the floor so that right hand might come out towards the other side of your mat. As you twist from the base of your spine. Inhale, come up through center, both arms overhead and switch. Left arm down, right fingers reach up and over, and then twist your torso towards the ground. Try to keep that right hip on the ground as much as you can. Inhale, pull through center, both arms overhead, and exhale, hinge to fold. Reaching out towards the top of your mat, working your way on your inhale back up to a seat. Sweep your arms overhead. One more time, this little variation. Right hand down, left fingers up and over. And this time you probably know where we're going. Opening that chest up towards the sky. Trying to get that right shoulder to face the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale, unwind. Inhale, press through your right hand, reach up through the sky. Exhale, left hand down, right fingers up and over, and then open up towards the ceiling. Think about keeping your right hip on the ground as much as you can as you twist from the base of your spine and pull that left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, unwind. Inhale, press through your hands, reach up. And exhale, hinge to fold. If you can roll over your knees, do so. Find your way into tabletop. Or swing your feet around and come all the way into tabletop. So hands come underneath your wrists. Underneath your shoulders. I hope they're underneath your wrists. Knees come underneath your hip points. Spread your fingers nice and wide and take a few free movements here. Maybe sitting back onto your heels, maybe tucking your toes. Feeling free to extend a leg and press into that calf. Maybe spin the fingers back towards the knees. Continuing to tap into that cellular intelligence, listening to what your own body needs. My words are just good, well, hopefully they're good. My words are just instructions, guidelines, but taking this practice as your own and coming back on your next exhale to that neutral tabletop, taking a couple rounds of cat-cow here as a class. Inhale to lift the heart, let the belly fall, gaze comes up. Exhale to tilt the pelvis forward, draw the belly button in towards your spine, pulling up. Inhale to lift the heart, open up. Exhale to tuck it in, draw the belly button up, look down. One more time, inhale, lift the heart, let the belly fall, open up. Exhale to tuck the pelvis, draw the belly button in, press down through your hands and look through your knees. Inhale to find your way back into a neutral tabletop. Walk your hands just in front of your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees. Find this hover position. Maybe adjust your feet or your hands if you need. Draw that belly button in towards your spine, squeeze your core. Always an option to come to fists if that feels better. Full breath in, and a full breath out. One more inhale as you hold here and activate the body. Exhale to lift the hips up and back. Find your way into downward facing dog. Maybe pedal the feet. Press through one heel and then the other. Option to always keep your feet closer together. Widen them farther apart. Inhale, full breath. Look forward, bend the knees. Step your way to the top of your mat. Take a nice deep forward fold. Knees can come as deep as they bent as they want. Feet can come together or hip distance. Hands can dangle by the sides of your mat. Maybe opposite hand grabs opposite elbow to get up into the upper shoulders. Inhale, full breath. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Straighten your legs. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Draw your shoulder blades back as you press your heart forward and send your hips into the space behind you. Center the weight on your feet. Inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold. Press through your feet, bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms over high. Extending out that seated flow as we did. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your low back, fingers to face the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, take a little back bend. Press your hip points forward. Inhale to come back through center. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, press through your feet. Rise up to stand, sweep your arms over high. Palms can come to touch or fingers can stay apart. Maybe one hand comes down to the side. Your option, take it however feels best for you. Let your shoulders come out of your ears. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, your back bend. Inhale through center. And exhale, fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through your feet. Inhale, rise up to stand. Sweep your arms over high. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take another back bend and turn your shoulders towards the ground. See how that feels. Feeling that stretch all the way through the left side of the body. Inhale, unwind, reach up, and exhale to the left. Drop that right shoulder down towards the ground. Feel the stretch to the right side body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale your back bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, hinge to fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through your feet. Rise to stand one more time. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bend to the right. This time, open up towards the sky. Keep the core tight. Don't dump in that low back. So maybe you don't open up as super far. Inhale, come up through center. And exhale to the left. Draw that belly button in as you twist up, protecting the low back. Squeeze the core, squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, find your way up. Exhale, take your back bend. Inhale through center and exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms to the floor, step your feet to the back of your mat. Find your high plank and hold. Maybe come down to knees if you need or want. Forearms or fists. Inhale, taking a few options for these vinyasas. Rock to the tips of your toes. Lower down to your knees. Keep the core tight as you untuck the toes, bend your elbows, and lower all the way down. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift up just your chest. Little to no weight in your hands. Your hands might even come behind you, interlace at your low back and press backwards. Inhale, and exhale, release. Plant your palms under your shoulders. Find your way through tabletop. Tuck the toes into high plank. Full breath in and a full breath out. And then inhale, rock forward to the tips of your toes. Exhale, keep the core tight as you bend your elbows lower halfway, maybe all the way. Inhale to lift the heart, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, press your way back into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet out. Come back to the breath. Slow it down. Inhale, reach your right foot up and overhead. Bend your knee, open that hip. Maybe drop down to your left forearm as you get a little bit deeper. Inhale, kick that right leg out long. Then level your hips out towards the ground. Your next inhale, try to lift the leg a little bit higher. And exhale, step that foot to the top of your mat. Drop down to your back knee, untuck your back toe. Press through your front foot as you inhale to rise up, low lunge, and exhale to take a little back bend. Inhale, rise back up, and exhale, drop your right hand behind you, maybe around the low back. Inhale your left fingers up and overhead. Still press to that front foot, that front knee right over that front ankle. You can look down and make sure, adjust as you need. Inhale for this twisted back bend. Your next exhale, unwind, untwist. Bring both hands down to the floor. Walk your right foot out towards the side of your mat. Allow that right foot to open up as your knee might fall down towards the ground. Grab a pillow or a block. Stay up on your hands or lower down to forearms. Maybe one forearm lowers and the right hand helps open up that right hip. Bring a pillow or a block underneath that left knee. Or maybe lift the left knee off the ground. Find a little bit of length through that left leg. Inhale, here, a full breath. And exhale as you let the hips sink a little bit deeper, open up. Your next inhale, come up off of your forearms if you're down. Plant your palms to the ground. Walk that right foot back in towards the midline of your mat. And exhale to shift the hips backwards. Come over that left knee. Find half splits. Flex or point that front foot. Think about hinging at the hips and reaching the heart over your toes. Seeing if you can get a little bit deeper, keeping your spine long and juicy. Maybe walking your hands out towards the right side of your mat. Maybe the left side, take a couple of twists. Maybe plant the left palm, reach your right arm overhead. Start to play with your practice, even if it's not instructed or you don't know what you're doing, just see what feels good. That's how we find new ways to do things, right? Your next inhale, plant that front right foot, plant your palms on the floor, tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, send your right foot up and back, three-legged dog, stretch it out, and then exhale, down dog. Full breath in, and a full breath out here, down dog. Inhale, lift your left toes overhead, and exhale, open that hip, bend that knee, roll it out, find what feels good and juicy. Then inhale, send your left toes long, try to square your hips down towards the ground. Your next inhale, try to lift that leg up a little bit higher with your hips more square. And exhale, step it to the top of your mat, drop down to your back knee, untuck your back toes. Inhale, press through that front left foot, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop your left hand behind you, maybe down to that leg or around your low back. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Take a little twisted back bend. One more breath here. And exhale, unwind and twist. Hands come down to the ground. Walk your left foot out towards the side of your mat. Use maybe that left hand to help open that hip up. Or come down to forearms. Maybe forearms to a block or forearms to a pillow. Maybe keep the back toes untucked so the top of the foot is on the ground and press your knee up towards the sky. You can also tap the back toes and lift up, getting a little bit deeper. Your choice, however active or restorative you want to take these postures. Inhale, one more full breath here. And exhale, let it go. Your next inhale, come up off of your forearms if you're there. Walk that left foot in towards the midline of your mat. And then shift your hips back over that back knee. Try to stay about 90 degrees. And focusing on pulling that left hip back, sending your right hip forward. As you hinge, letting your heart come over the top of your mat. And letting go with each exhale. Sinking maybe a little bit deeper. Feeling free to take any of those variations. Walk your hands over to the left side of your mat or open to the right. Flex and point that front toe. Finding your way back through center. Your next inhale, plant that front foot. Plant your palms. Tuck your right toes. Lift your left leg up and back. Three-legged dog. And release, down dog. Pedal the feet out. Notice how the body is beginning to feel. Take a full breath in, look forward, bend the knees, step or hop your way up to the top of your mat, forward folds. Take a deep bend in your right knee. Bring your right hand to the floor, or maybe forearm to thigh, straighten out that left leg. Inhale, reach your right or left arm overhead. Take a little twist. You can keep your left hand on your hip. Maybe bring that left hand around your low back. Maybe interlace your fingers. Taking any option that feels good to you. Going as deep as you want. Inhale here. And exhale, release to switch. Left knee bends, hand comes to the floor, forearm to thighs. Your right arm comes up and overhead, maybe around the low back. Maybe taking some sort of bind. Inhale, full breath. Exhale, unwind. Straighten both legs or bend both knees as you inhale to rise up, half lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, press through your feet, sweep your arms overhead. Come all the way to stand. This time, take a wider stance with your feet, so hip distance or wider. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to your low back. Take a back bend, allowing yourself to get a little bit deeper. Keep the chin parallel so you're not necessarily dropping your head all the way back, but you're pressing your hip points forward. Inhale to come up. Keep your hands behind your low back, interlace your fingers. Take a forward fold with your arms over your head. Press your hands up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale.
As your fingers stay interlaced, press your hands up towards the sky, press down through your feet. Inhale to bring yourself back up, sweep your arms overhead, and then exhale, bend to the right. Maybe getting a little bit deeper with this wider base. Inhale, come up through center, and exhale to the left. Inhale, come up through center, and exhale, reach your arms overhead as you toe heel your feet back to your balance point. Find length through the fingers in, and exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, exhale to fold. Plant your palms to the floor, step your feet to the back of your mat. Flow your own way to down dog, or skip it, the flow all the way, and just meet in down dog. Maybe coming to your knees, or doing a 3-legged down dog, extra push-up. Whatever feels good for you. Meeting in down dog. Inhale, lift your right toes up overhead. Exhale, step your right foot to the top of your mat. Drop down to that back knee, untuck your back toes. Inhale, lift up, low lunge. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twisted back bend. Right arm comes down, left fingers up and overhead. Inhale, unwind, untwist. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee. Spin your left heel down as you come into a lunge at the back of your mat. Oh yeah, we got twisty. We'll do it again. So if you're in the right knee is bent, you're in that low lunge, you're tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, planting your left heel, spinning into a low lunge at the back of your mat. Yeah. That left heel can stay on the floor, can lift up. Your right toes can point up towards the sky, or the side of your right foot can plant towards the ground. Bring your left hand down towards the floor, reach your right arm overhead, take this big open twist. Inhale here. Maybe arms come overhead, taking it as deep as you want or need. Full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, reach the fingers high. Exhale, bring your right hand down towards the ground. Plant that left foot if it's not. Straighten your left leg. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Adjusting as you need, maybe lifting up halfway to find length through the spine. And exhale to fold again. Hands might come to the floor. They might wrap around your ankles. They might reach out in front of you or back behind. Inhale, full breath. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, lift halfway. Find length. Turn your toes towards the side of your mat. Take a deep bend in your knees. Press through your feet. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your thighs as you lift up. Find star pose. Both arms reach out towards the corners of the sky. Toes press out towards the corners of your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows to find goddess pose. Think about sitting your hips down. As you lift your heart, you squeeze a little bit deeper. Inhale, full breath. Feel free to dance your goddess too. No one can really see you because they're in their own little world, so dance your goddess. Inhale, full exhale, sit a little deeper, feel the shake. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, turn your toes parallel to each other and forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, walk your hands to frame your right foot. Left heel lifts off the ground. Find your balance to inhale, rise up, high crescent. Front knee comes over that front ankle. Your back heel presses to the wall behind you. That back hamstring presses up towards the sky. Now instead of pressing your hip points forward and finding this arch in your low back, tuck your belly button in, squeeze that core, bring your shoulders right over your hips. Then find the power through all of their places. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, take your little back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back bend twist. Right arm comes back and around. Left fingers reach up and back. Inhale. Exhale, untwist. Drop the back heel, open up, warrior two. Front heel comes into line with that back arch, arms out to a nice strong T, deep bend in that front knee. Press through that outside edge of that back foot. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach up towards the sky, and as you exhale, reach back. Same thing, keep that belly tight, squeeze in, instead of dumping into the low back. Inhale, press through your feet, use that top arm to swing you back, warrior two. Press your palms away, find a different sensation. Inhale, straighten your front leg, flip that front palm, reach up, 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 and exhale, reach back, reverse triangle. Little to no weight in that back hand. Find the length all the way through your fingers, down through that front foot. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, press through your feet, come back, triangle. Reach your fingers as far forward as you can until you exhale, tilt down. Find extended triangle. That bottom hand might come to a floor, fingertips might touch the ground, maybe hand to a block, or maybe press that right hand, back of the right hand into your shin to open the chest. Top of the head presses forward, maybe gaze comes up. That top arm might come up and around the low back, or hands to hips. Inhale, find length. And exhale, left arm comes down. As your shoulders and hips frame the floor, lift your back heel off the ground. Find this extended pyramid pose. See if this feels okay. If it's too intense, gently step your back foot forward so your heel can come to the ground. And the toes point up towards the corner of your mat. Using your blocks maybe to frame that front foot. Maybe keeping a soft bend in that back knee. Sorry, front knee. You could keep a bend in the back knee. Might be weird, but one more breath in and out. Staying here if this feels like as far as you want to go. Or take a bend in that front knee, bring your hands to about 11 and 1 o'clock in front of you. Lift and launch off that back foot, find standing splits. Try to level your hips out towards the ground. So press into that right hip. Lift it up as you drop your left hip down. You can point or flex your back toes. It's gonna look more like an L than it is standing splits, right? So we're not trying to completely open up and press towards the sky, just trying to find the length through the back leg. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that left knee behind your right knee. Maybe grab onto the left foot with your right hand. Maybe bring your left hand to your leg or up towards the chest, maybe palms to touch for Shiva squat. Inhale, squeeze the core, and exhale. Bring your hands back towards the ground. Inhale, kick it out, standing splits. Staying here if this feels good, knowing you can always tap the foot down as we come through and taking it as slow as you need or want, using the wall or a couch to grab onto. Inhale, brace down through that front right foot, bend the knee, rise all the way up to one-legged mountain pose. Reach your arms overhead. If you need to stop in between, feel free to stop or take any of these options. You can